Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Well, I see that a lot of people are still on vacation. I'm happy for them. Welcome to this Unitarian Universalist Church, which includes our congregation here in Tuscaloosa and our congregation in Birmingham. And of course, we have folks that are online. Whoever you are, whomever you love, wherever you are today, and wherever you are on your spiritual journey, you are welcome here. Our settled minister is Reverend Julie Conradi, and we are happy to have her, but today we have a special speaker. So, the prelude prepares us for service. Thank you, Ken. In the spirit of inclusivity and welcome, please greet one another, especially those you do not recognize. Come into this place of peace and let its silence heal your spirit. Come into this place of memory and let its history warm your soul. Come into this place of prophecy and power and let its vision change your heart. Our opening hymn this morning is number 95 in the gray hymnal. He'll rise in body or spirit. 95. Thank you, Ken. Our church is supported by those who call our church home and by those who support the efforts of our church to change the world for the better. If this is your first time with us, please pass the plate. We're just glad you're here. We share our cash plate every Sunday with organizations whose work reflects UU values to care for marginalized persons, advocate for real and systemic change, defend our environment, and promote justice and equity for all. Our Share the Plate partner this month is Friends of Hurricane Creek. This morning's offering will now be gathered. by the work of our hands and the intentions of our hearts, our love is made real. Thank you for those gifts. When we gather in loving community, we remember that we do not travel this earth alone. We share our lives as we light candles and hold each other in meditative thought and reverence. We invite you to come forward and light a candle from the common flame, state your name, and let us know your joy or concern, or you can do so in peace. Won't you come forward? I'm going to start off. Anna Schuber is the name. My mom is back in the hospital, so we're hoping for good things.
Good morning. Good morning. I'm Monty. Somebody mentioned my name. I have a real concern, and I'm going to say it here because I want to make sure that we all know that Maya is our new editor and in charge of our Greene County newspaper. And I brought the latest edition, so there'll be copies for everyone. And so anyway, there's been some talk of closing the newspaper. And we're working diligently to make that not happen, to keep it open, not only for Greene County, but eventually for the entire Black Belt. So in the future, I'll be talking to some of you, I think, about ways that you might help, and I'm not necessarily asking financially, but just spiritually and support different ways. Thank you.
I know, I'm alone. Hi, I'm Rebecca Beichendike, and I am alone today. My wife is sleeping, and my children are coming back from Pensacola. That's not my joy or concern. That's just what's up. I have. I know. So I have several. One of my best friends, who's actually the godfather of my kiddos, is pregnant. He's a trans man, but he is likely going to be delivering premature baby soon. And so just keep him in your thoughts. We're real concerned that baby is going to come out too early. And then I have another friend who's another close friend. She has a lot of health stuff going on, but she'll find out like Monday whether or not she's got cancer, so she's concerned. And then Joy, for me, I've been since like March. I think I told you guys about doing like a mental health partial hospitalization program. So I'll be done with that in just 2 weeks. So I'm back to par. So just, yeah.
You know us. We're Debbie and Ron. And we celebrated our 38th wedding anniversary on Thursday. And I'll also let this for my older brother, who turned 70 today. He doesn't seem concerned.
I want to say something about science. I saw an article about, it wasn't an article, just a little thing about Neil deGrasse Tyson. He gave a talk somewhere, and after the talk, a young girl went up and said she wanted to be a scientist after what she heard him say. He says, if you're a scientist, you don't have to grow up. And it actually makes more sense to me. If I grew up, if I grew up too much, I might stop being a scientist. But it's been my life for all these years. I didn't have it any other way.
Hi, I'm Maya Quinn. Today I'm lighting a candle of concern for a friend. They live in Traditions condominiums, and they're having someone help them do a fundraising event where they're selling gumbo because they were in a car accident, and so they'll be out of work for a while. If you would like to go to this event, it's today. It starts at noon. It'll be $15 for a bowl of gumbo with rice, and there will also be waters and popsicles. So if you would like to attend this event, let me know. I can get you some more information. If you know Miss Kiki, the Traditions condominiums are kind of on the way to her house, so that kind of puts you in the mind of where you would be going. Thank you.
No, Sharon, that's not what I'm saying. I'm Mary, and this is Sam, my husband. First of all, my face is from the dermatologist, not some horrible, weird virus. But anyway, we are really excited to celebrate our grandson's second birthday this Saturday, so we won't be here again Sunday because we're spending the night in Atlanta. But that little guy is the joy of our lives. His name is River, and we just can't wait for his birthday party.
Good morning. Good morning. I'm Mary Reese Freeman. I'm lighting a candle for my sanity because Monty thought it was a good idea to suggest me to help with the meal in Birmingham in a couple of weeks. So we'll find out if they're going for the idea of a spaghetti dinner. But in planning for they say yes, if anybody has roaster pan, you know, the big ones that are electric, I think that's how we're going to have to serve the spaghetti and keep it nice and warm. So if anybody has one, let me know, and then I won't have to buy. Because when we moved from Illinois down here, I gave my 2 roasters to the church up there. It'd probably be a little costly to tell them to send it to me now. But also, I want to thank my son Andy for getting up and coming to church today. We had a lovely graduation for a Christian yesterday. It was really nice. And they donated food, so there is a huge amount of food. And cucumber sandwiches for those who are vegetarian. So please stay and enjoy after church.
I'm Sue Blackshear, and I had a wonderful visit with my great-grandchildren up in Vermont. And I want to thank the UU people, so Mary and Deb and Fran, for getting me to the airport and getting me back from the airport safely. And it was an absolutely wonderful trip. And I want to recommend for anybody who's older, even if you're totally able to walk and everything like that, do the wheelchair thing, because they changed a gate at the last minute, and in O'Hare in Chicago, I would have had to walk from one end of O'Hare to the other if somebody hadn't alerted me. So I was in a wheelchair, and it was just so effortless. It was just wonderful. So I wanted to say that, and also I guess a memory and a concern. Today is the birthday of my younger sister, who died in 2018 of sepsis after a rupture of something in her liver. So I'm thinking about her today, and so that's all.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. My name's Andy Freeman. I'm sharing joys today. I'm going to light 2 candles for Christian and 1 for Cameron. Thank you. Christian, some of y'all may not know, but he's our son. He graduated from County High this year. and we had his graduation party here yesterday. So thank you to the church for letting us be here for that. He's going to go to UA in the fall, so just prayers and well wishes, please. And then for Cameron, who y'all probably do know because he has never met a stranger, he graduated from pre-K a few weeks ago, so pray for us and for him. For kindergarten in the fall, and also Monday begins summer camp at Para. So pray for the counselors. Yes. So thankful and grateful for all of that. Thank you to Bobby. He's probably here 10 hours yesterday helping us. Thank you.
And I light a final candle for all those joys and concerns that are still on our hearts. Please know that we hold you in our hearts. Please join me in the spirit of prayer and meditation, followed by a moment of silence. Spirit of community, in which we share and find strength and common purpose, we turn our minds and hearts towards one another, seeking to bring into our circle of concern all those who need our love and support, those who are ill, those who are in pain, either in body or in spirit, those who are lonely, those who have been wronged. We are part of a web of life that makes us one with all humanity, one with all the universe. We are grateful for the miracle of consciousness that we share, the consciousness that gives us the power to remember to love and to care. Please take a moment of silence. Amen, and blessed be. Do we have a story? All right, all the children.
Okay, here we are.
I'm here. All right. Good morning again, everyone. I want to go again and just appreciate Ron for his words about Neil deGrasse Tyson, of being a scientist and never having to grow up. I kind of feel the same through teaching, especially when you get to teach young children, is you get to hold on to that wonder and learn that there's always something to learn. There's always something to grow and improve with. And so today I'm reading See Marcus Grow. You could always find Marcus zipping around. You could always find his grandmother in one place. Hey, Grandma, you gonna stay in your garden forever? You know I could, Marcus, Grandma said. There's a whole world to explore here. Come and see. Wow, Marcus said. I didn't know you had so many toys, Grandma. These are my garden tools, honey. my shovel, spade, and rake. Oh, nice. I can play with that. Sure, but first I'm going to prepare this mango seed for planting, Grandma said. Wait, you can eat it and grow it? Marcus watched Grandma pull something out of the mango pit. The seed we plant is inside this shell that protects it from animals in bad weather. Oh, sort of like how this helmet protects my head. Nature's smart. You got it, Marcus. So will this seed really become a tree like that one? It's so small. Yes, but it needs time. It took a lot of years for that tree to grow so big. Just like me, Marcus said. Now it's time to plant the tomatoes, Grandma said. Do you want to help? Sure, said Marcus. He put his hands in the dirt and jumped. Oh no, he said. We've got worms. Worms are good, Grandma said. They help keep the soil soft and fertile. What do you know? Worms are our friends, said Marcus. Well, what makes the plants grow, Grandma? The same things you need: water and air and sunshine and space to grow. Oh, I love sunshine, and I'm so grown I can ride my bike far. Watch. You go, Marcus, Grandma said. Growing takes a long time, doesn't it, Grandma? It does, but there's lots to enjoy along the way. What do you notice today, Marcus? That I love it here, and our tomatoes are turning red. There were all kinds of plants in Grandma's garden, even a pineapple plant. When Marcus reached out to touch it, it hurt. Oh, it's sharp, he said. And look close, there's something else special about it. Besides that it grows pineapples, that's pretty sweet, Marcus said. Marcus bent down and noticed a snail. What you doing, little guy? He said. I can see why you're always here, said Marcus. It's like a playground for nature. We have birds and bugs and worms and everything. And your garden smells good. That's because I'm picking my favorite herb, cilantro. Let's pick the tomatoes too, and we'll make a salsa. Yes, is this one good? Marcus asked. Perfect. The tomato is ripe and ready. Ready to go in my tummy, Marcus laughed. Ew, Marcus said as he reached for another one. That one's a little gross. Be nice, Grandma replied. The plants can hear you. Oh, they can? He said in surprise. Is that why you sing to them? Yes, our voices carry vibrations. Plants grow better when you show them some love. Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Tomato. You're so delicious, even the birds wanted a bite of you. As Marcus rinsed the tomatoes, he said, "Grandma, I know the tomato's secret power is they taste amazing." Now we have some yummy salsa. We made this ourselves. Thank you for teaching me. Don't just thank me, honey, thank the garden. Okay, thank you, garden, said Marcus. He looked up. Oh, and thank you, sunshine. And thank you, dirt. Oh, and good job, worms.
And it's time for that first tomato sandwich of the summer with white bread and mayonnaise. Yeah. But in the meantime, I'm going to ask Shampa to come up and introduce our speaker.
That got me hungry. But we are very glad to welcome Stan Johnson again from Alabama Arise. And he's going to, I think you all have a booklet of the Alabama tax and budget issues. He's going to talk about these issues with us today.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. I'll tell you, UU tradition. I remember when I was living in Huntsville and attending the UU church up there and taking my children, and I was the senior class instructor. They didn't call it instructor, they called it something else, but anyhow. But it's good to see the same type of tradition with the story reading, you know, with the children. And I must say, you know, like my son now, he was born in, 77, so he's up there. You know, he graduated from Lee High School in Huntsville. My daughter, she went, because of my affiliation, our affiliation with UU, she went to boarding school. Are you guys familiar with the UU boarding school up in New Hampshire? Yeah, so she got a full ride scholarship up there. It was an interesting school. And so I'm just saying that, you know, and she's in Puerto Rico now teaching over there. And he's an actor. You've probably seen him and didn't know it. But anyhow, yeah. But, and the youngest is a nurse in Las Vegas, RN. But the UU builds character is what I really wanted to say in young people with the lessons, the traditions. And I don't know, you still doing the cons? We called them cons back then, and we would take them up to North Carolina to the mountain.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. And UUs from all over the South would come. You're talking about a handful. keeping those guys in line. Yeah, it was a lot of fun, though. Yeah, I miss that. But, yeah, beautiful place, beautiful place. So, you all have your little blue booklet. And let me say that this is the third edition. The first edition came out in 2005, the second 2015, and then this one here in 2026. So we just released it. Took a while for them to put it together. I guess they started maybe in, I want to say 2023, maybe even a little bit before then, trying to pull some of this stuff together for you guys. The guiding principles in putting that together was, of course, that the Alabama tax system is upside down. Yeah. Alabama revenues are inadequate to meet basic human needs, but there are solutions. I think Carol Gundlach, who did the lion's share of the work on this edition. Do you have one? Oh, okay, I'll make sure. She, on page 7, she went into a little historic background, including the fact that in Alabama we had, right after the Civil War, many black citizens that were part of the legislature. Yeah. And these new lawmakers adopted a new state constitution devoted to raising additional revenue to provide universal education and expand state services. And these attempts, however, expanded opportunities for everyday citizens, but it also led to tremendous racial and political tension, believe it or not. So, because of this, the Constitution that we now serve under, which is the 1901 Constitution, really is the framework that we work under. September the 3rd, 1901, they held a constitutional convention, and it went into effect November 28th in 1901. Now, a lot of what they put together as far as taxing limits and so forth came from this Constitution. The main purpose, however, believe it or not, unfortunately, was to limit the political power of black people, unfortunately. So the Constitution was designed explicitly to disenfranchise black people and poor whites. You know, it limits the state ability to tax land, and it also instituted home rule. Are y'all familiar with the term home rule? So home rule in this Constitution, which is part of why we used to see a lot of, on our ballots, issues as far as raising taxes and so forth in other areas, and you say, why am I voting on their taxes or their schools or that kind of thing? But it limits for whatever reasons on page 8, we'll just say that the intentions for limiting cities from being able to raise property tax, but cities can raise their tax on groceries. That's why your tax portion that is city is much higher now than what the state. We have been waging a war on the state part, which is 4%, for a long time. And finally, matter of fact, y'all probably seen some of the political commercials, advertisements where some of the guys that were running for office said that they attacked or they were part of the effort to lower your grocery tax. Yes. Yeah, well, you guys are the reason why, because of Rise had been pressing that for the longest. And finally, people started to hear it, and of course, people are going to take credit when they say, well, this is really not a bad thing. So now they're running ads when they're running for office saying, hey, I help lower the grocery tax. Right now we're in a grocery tax hiatus or whatever you call it. We're not paying any state grocery tax. But we had got it at least down to 2 cents from the 4 cents. But right now it's nothing. Have you noticed it? Yes. Yeah, you have, okay. Yeah, groceries are so high nowadays, I guess you wouldn't notice. You don't realize it, that's right, that's right. So anyhow, but the 6.5 meals that the 1901 Constitution put in place, it's still the law of the land for as the property tax limit goes. And if a city, say like this, your schools here in Tuscaloosa want to raise the property tax, it has to go for a vote. First, the local politicians, state politicians, has to agree to want to take it to the state house. And then the state house has to vote to approve it. Then it comes back to you guys to vote on it. Believe it or not. Yeah, so it's a real hassle to get more money for schools. Yeah. On page 9, in 1939, the legislature passed a law creating a 2% sales tax. That was when it first started, okay, which was increased over time to 4%. And that explains to you, I tell people it's best to digest this book a little at a time. That's why I'm highlighting some of the good stuff, some of the stuff that affects your life every day, and you might not know it, you know. We just go along. But anyhow, the sales tax was put in place in 1939, so it's not that new. I mean, you know, heck, I was born in 1946, so it's not that new. All right. So we have, when we talk about the state budget, we have 2 budgets. Are y'all aware of that? We have the general fund budget, and on page 10, you can see the budget, or at least a graph, pie chart. So you have your general fund budget, and then you have the educational trust fund budget. Now that's really important to this town because you have the University of Alabama. Yeah. And a lot of folks work at the University of Alabama, live in Tuscaloosa. So this budget here is really important. It further, I think on that same page, well, maybe not. Let me explain this though, and then we'll get into K-12 university and all that. just to understand how much money is being spent. The budget process is really interesting. So instructions are sent to agencies, meaning state agencies, in September. In November, agencies' requests are then sent to the governor. And then the legislative budget hearings begin before the legislative session. All right? So maybe 2 or 3 weeks ahead of time, which we attend. We have to attend because they could be ready to cut some, important funds, say from Medicaid or from food, from education. So we have to be there so a lot of our work might not be as you think, or might think that it's about issues. It could be just trying to save what we got. Yeah. So the legislature convenes January, February, or March. During election years, it convenes in January so it can let out early so they can go and campaign. So that was what happened this year. Okay, you already getting, matter of fact, soon as the session was over, y'all started seeing television commercials. They had them queued up for the 6 o'clock news. Soon as the session was over, bam, they was on top of it. All right. So the governor submits budgets to the legislature by the second legislative day. Then the legislature adopts budgets during the legislative session, and the governor signs or vetoes budgets by June. And our fiscal year begins every year, regardless, October 1. Okay? So it's a little in the weeds, but I think sometimes as citizens, we just go along for the ride. And we really shouldn't. We should be aware of what's going on. All right, so the two budgets. The Educational Trust Fund budget, 46.3% of that budget goes to K-12. And then 42.3% of it goes to colleges and universities. 6.1% goes to two-year colleges. And then there's a 5.3% for others. And this is taken from the data of 2023 when we were putting this together. Under your general fund, you'd be surprised what the largest expenditure is. Medicaid. And you'd be surprised who is the largest group of people getting the benefits from Medicaid. Seniors.
Yes and no. If you have an asset of $2,000,
Yeah,
you cannot get.
that's right.
Now, come to find out, I go to the hospital.
Yeah,
I'm in the hospital for 2 months.
right.
Goodbye Medicaid.
Yeah,
Period. I get out of the hospital, no Medicaid. Boom. That's how structured it is.
it is. Matter of fact, I was at a church in Vestavia Hill a few years back, and a lawyer told me that she does a lot of business divesting seniors. In other words, getting rid of assets. Because you can't own a car that's worth so much. I think it's like $5,000. Of course, you can't own, and I was at St. Stephen, so that's over the mountain, so you can't own a $1 million home. You can't have your name on that title, so it's got to be put in a trust for the children or something, you know. And it's got to be done within you just can't do it one day and the next day I'm going to the nursing home. Yeah. So it's a process. Yeah. Yeah. No, you cool.
I will just say also, it's very difficult to ever reach anybody for help.
I know.
So in other words, what happens is a lot of people who need Medicaid can't ever reach anybody
Right.
that will help them.
It's a
And then
system.
it's all messages. They don't get phone numbers anywhere.
Yeah.
So you have to do it online.
Yeah.
Older people, that is also more difficult.
Yeah, yeah.
I'll shut up.
No, that's the truth. That's the truth. They make it very, very difficult. They make it very difficult. That's just about anything now. Direct TV, anybody. You be calling them to get internet, and you can't get it because you don't have internet. But anyhow. So the courts, as far as the general fund, the courts get about 1.2%, mental health 5.9%, prisons 3.7%, and you will see this in the charts. So just wanted to bring this to your attention. Another, on page 37, we talk about the state income tax. Now, in 1935, when Alabama first initiated the income tax, it was very progressive as far as the New York Times concerned. They wrote a raving article about Alabama. Because at the time, that year, when the state began taxing incomes of $3,600 or more for a family of 4, teachers earned $500. And only about 7,000 people in Alabama earned enough to be subject to the new tax. Yeah, but since then, income tax brackets haven't kept up with inflation. And what originally was a progressive tax has now become a flat tax. Okay? And so it no longer offsets the regressive effects of state and local sales tax. Just to give you an example, we fought to raise that threshold of $3,600 for a long time. Matter of fact, I think when we started the fight, it was like $4,600 for a family of 4. And we finally got it up to $12,600 in 2006. But anyhow, just to give you an idea, I think right now it's $13,500. And when we talk about the poverty level as far as the federal government, it's 33,000. Okay, and we're taxing people at 13,500. By contrast, Mississippi doesn't start taxing families until 19,600. Georgia, 32,000. Okay. And I was looking at a chart that one of our national organizations put out, and I want to say South Carolina 4 years ago was around 36,000.
Are we the state that taxes the most, the lower?
Yeah, we got to stay at the bottom. We don't want to mess up our record. Yeah, we don't want to mess up our record. But anyhow, Carol put a chart in there on page 52, and hopefully y'all will look at that, on property tax, how it's computed. And she has a, yeah, she shows you how how that happens. And of course, I looked up before I came, homestead for the Tuscaloosa area. And just like all areas, there's various exemptions. You know, there's one for if you're disabled, of course, as a senior, and other that will go directly against lowering your property tax. I don't even think I was asking my wife, I said, are we taking homestead exemption? I don't even know. When I moved here to Alabama from California back when, my taxes in California were so high, and I finally got a bill for taxes in Alabama. I thought the Lord had blessed me. In other words, it's so low. It's really low. And Carol has a chart for you in the book to show you how low it is.
Here's the problem. Because of that, the services that the state gives the residents is low.
It's low. You can't complain. Yeah, you can't complain because Alabama per person property tax collections are nation's lowest at $697. Compared to, say, Florida, $1,675, Georgia, $1,462, South Carolina, $1,433. But that chart's in there so you can take a look at it. And she just dealt with the southern states. She didn't throw any other states in there, just to give you an idea. So I hope y'all will enjoy the tax booklet. I'm not going to go through the whole booklet because we need to talk about issues. And that's this sheet here. Did y'all get it? Yes. Okay. Yeah, go right ahead.
One issue that before you leave your book.
Okay.
Move over one more page or so to looking at the taxes on timberland.
It's the lowest.
And I mentioned Green County.
Yeah.
It's a timberland
Yeah.
county now. At this point, it used to be the most prominent cotton land
Yeah.
in the world.
Right.
Now it's timberland.
Right.
And so what that does is that has pushed out all the farmers
Yeah.
who want to raise crops
Right.
and feed people because
They get a tax break.
major corporations have taken over all this land.
International.
And internationally, they've created timberland
Right.
that we're actually sending wood chips right now to Japan so they can fire up the factories.
Right.
We're out of Green County, out
Yeah.
in Sumter and all these other counties.
That's right.
It's a fact.
Yeah.
It's an environmental fact.
Yeah.
And
That's a big thing. You know, and we have to fight. I mean, big boys, big, heavy lobbyists to try and get that adjusted. Because what timberland, say like warehouses in Georgia Pacific, they pay way more per acre in Georgia and Florida than they do in Alabama. Now, also, what that also does is it starves the schools in the Black Belt. Y'all, you hear me? That starves the schools because they don't have a tax. They're not getting,
so
yeah.
one real, just kind of a little point having to do with the Green County Democrat is there's a gentleman named James B. Anderson.
Mhm.
But he wrote a book called The Education of Blacks in the South.
Mhm.
He's from Utah, one of the most prominent black historians in the world.
Mhm.
Hardly anybody knows about him. He's now on the board of trustees of Stillman.
Mm.
He came here and gave a Princeton
Mm-hmm.
And what he proved in that book, which he wrote, which won a national award, was that during the time that, before this 1901 Constitution and all that, black people were much better educated than white people were.
Mm.
Much better educated by all kinds of standards.
Mm.
Yes. And it's in the book. And so there's a lot of history that needs to be
Yeah.
turned over. The name of the book is The Education of Blacks in the South. Came out in 1986. The Education of Blacks in the South from 1860 to 1935. The author is James D. Anderson, who's on the board of trustees at Stillman College. There's a good article about him in the Greene County Democrat that was written on May 26, 2023. James Anderson has also participated in the Bloody Tuesday event. He was at Stillman at that time. So I just want to share that.
That's good history.
That's local history, right?
Good history. Good history. And people should understand that's why the black belt suffers. The main reason is because of the timber. You know, they can't raise the funds. Yeah, they can't raise the funds.
Well, and people, see, black people don't own big tracts.
No.
They do own land.
Yeah, they own land, but
They
no.
can't compete with this.
Well, and yeah, and of course their taxes still don't come to help to support the school system the way it should be. Yeah,
And they're overpaying taxes.
Yeah.
compared to these corporations.
right. So that's an issue. We've been aware of it. Of course, you know who we have to fight. We have to fight Alpha.
Yes.
Yeah, we have to fight Alpha on the timberland, and they got a lot of money.
And they are corrupt.
So anyhow, that's who we have to go to war with up in the legislature, and because they pay all the legislators, they give them all donations, you know. So that's Alabama. Love it. Yeah. So anyhow, we have these 6 or 7 categories. We have health equity, hunger relief, adequate state budgets, which is always an issue for us. In other words, y'all don't even have to vote on that. Inclusive democracy, which is voting and so forth. Justice reform, that's where the death penalty come in, sentence reform, parole reform. Matter of fact, we really had a victory on parole reform this session. I don't know if y'all are aware of this, but many of the folks that go up for parole, they don't get to go before the parole board in person, you know, at all. And so we got passed legislation to change that so that at least they could be video, you know, Zoom or something. But the governor, because she didn't, or because she put an amendment on it when it went to her and then sent it back to the legislature, it was vetoed, what we call a pocket veto. Yeah, it was a maneuver. Killed, yeah. And that is true. A lot of these people that you see at Target working or McDonald's, they're prisoners. Yeah, the van drop them off every day. Then they go up for parole and they can't get out. You know, they don't let them out.
And their money goes back to the business.
Yeah.
They don't get that.
Yeah, they just profit.
Yeah. So
They call it slavery by another name.
Yeah, exactly.
There's a book called that, Slavery by Another Name, which is just exactly what that's about.
yeah.
Did I understand you correctly?
No, no. That's right. Yeah, I don't know what the formula is, but it's very little, you know. Yeah.
Even in industry like Mercedes, factories, large part of the labor force.
So it's not used as as something to educate the prisoners or so that they can re-enter society.
Yeah.
It's used to keep them down.
You know, matter of fact, there's a big brouhaha in California about the television show about the firefighters, you know, that come out of prison, and you seen that show, and when they get out, they try to get a job, and they won't hire them.
We had one of those camps where I used to live here in the city.
Yeah. Yeah. It's something.
They put them out there in the forest fighting fires.
Yeah. Cutting fire breaks and all that, you know, but then they won't hire them when they get out. They know the job. But all right, look, we Unitarians, we can go off on a tangent real quick. We'll be baking pies in a minute. So let's stick to this. This is called, really formally called issue listening session. So any issues that you want to bring forward so that you as a member and all the other members in Alabama Rise throughout the state can vote in September. Keep in mind, June is tomorrow. August, I think, 5th or 9th is the closing date on being able to turn in an issue proposal. So it's going to come quick. So any issues that you might have that you'd like to see raised and put forward via legislation or administratively addressed by the state, whatever it is, death penalty, whatever, getting rid of it. That's what we need to do. You know, it's costing us a lot to kill people. It takes a lot of money to kill people. But under health equity, I think that you raised a real issue about Medicaid being accessible for seniors. That's an issue. And we're spending a lot of money on it. How y'all feel about that?
Well, when you consider it's 41% of whatever it is,
Yeah.
you divide that by the amount of people who are about 65 in the state of Alabama, and it ain't much. When you think of it, when you do the math.
So what is the process to bring up a issue? How does that work?
Well, you go online, since y'all a member, you'll be able to go online in a little bit. It hadn't been put up. But when it's put up online, then you just fill it out the form, and the board will say, yeah, this is a poverty issue or an issue that we need to look at, and it'll be voted on by the membership. It's real simple. You know, and I'll stay in touch, and y'all can stay in touch with me when you get ready to put up an issue. But I think that would be really, really good. If nothing else, that might be something administratively. That might not take legislation, right? Making it more accessible. People have more ability to because everybody can't get online. Think about that. It's a lot of seniors probably don't even have internet. You know? Wasn't for the fact that I'm still working with a rise, I might not have internet because a lot of it's crap, you know? It's on the internet nowadays. But anyhow.
They need to expand Medicaid for sure.
Okay. Medicaid expansion, all right. Yeah. Okay. That's under health equity. Do y'all have a food bank locally? Here in Tuscaloosa. Mhm. Okay, so you know we've been working on keeping school lunches and so forth for those who need it. That's been a real fight, and we were able to actually have a victory this past session on making sure that those kids, you know, a lot of kids, if it wasn't for the school lunch, they probably wouldn't have nothing. It's sad to say. And I imagine now with the prices of food, a lot of folks in bad shape.
Especially in the summers.
Yeah, now, but we did get the sun bucks. You see that third dot under hunger relief?
Yes, I know.
Yeah, we got that. So, but that doesn't cover, I don't think, kids that are going to Head Start. Yeah, little kids. But the other kids, they can get sunbucks. And I'm not sure how it works, if it's put on a card, you know. Added to your card, okay, good. So how y'all feel about hunger relief? You think that just want to keep an eye on it, or?
Oh, yes.
Huh? Yeah. Okay.
We don't want them rolled back.
Don't want them no rollbacks.
Specifically in Green County, I know that one of the biggest things with hunger relief is just pure access to produce.
To produce.
Yes, to fresh produce.
And that goes back to this whole thing of everything's in trees, people can't grow
Yeah.
where they should be.
Food deserts.
Yeah.
What can the state government do about that? Can you give me an idea, are there any ideas from the state?
Well, I'll tell you that what we've been able to get them to do is put more funding, you know, for like on the cards. But then again,
The types of food.
yeah,
But they raised the assessment for these big corporations, you know, and all these trees.
going back to the trees, yeah, yeah, yeah,
Money could be,
yeah,
that would equalize things.
yeah, it definitely would.
Those are the people that are in control that determine how that kind of thing would happen.
They have control, absolutely.
Yeah.
How can we
Yeah, you realize that a lot of those corporations, international, they care less. Dutch corporations,
Oh, I realize.
China, yeah. We you know, just sell our soul. All right, we'll discuss this with our hunger relief person, Latrell Woods, who is a Spelman graduate, matter of fact. And she is a real go-getter when it comes to this hunger relief. But I'm going to talk to her about it. And under adequate state budget, one thing that y'all should be aware of, the Housing Trust Fund, that second bullet, we did get them to establish a housing trust fund, but they never did put any money in it. Matter of fact, yeah, they didn't put a dime in it, and hasn't put a dime in it. Same thing with the transit. They didn't put any money in that. And you know, because of the, what was it, 1952 amendment under highways and everything, none of that money that you guys pay at the pump for gas taxes can be used for public transportation. So therefore, the state does not fund any public transportation. When you go to Birmingham and see those buses, or Mobile, or here in Tuscaloosa, no state dollars. The city, and then also, the cities can get a little federal money, but they're missing out on a lot. I know back in, I want to say about 98, myself and a fellow by the name of Reverend Montgomery, Robert Montgomery, had a long conversation with the Federal Transportation Department, and they were begging us to draw down our money, amendment forbidding, using any tax dollars for public transportation.
I think it's shameful for when cities do not have a public transportation system. When I was a teenager, that's how I made it back and forth to my school.
Yeah.
And when I started working in the medical field early on, outpatient, most of our patients use the city bus system to bring their children into the exam.
Yeah,
And once that whole system broke down,
yeah,
it was horrible.
I know.
Not only kids, but elderly people, people.
Yeah. Well, I'm telling you, it has nothing to do with racism, thank God. AAA is the one that introduced that legislation back then. They wanted all the money to go to highway. Yeah.
Recently, I went with Indivisible to talk to Walt Maddox about transit issues in the city. And he seemed to like the Uber and other services. And I don't see people going to work every day using Uber.
No,
It is, right, he liked it because it had, the city didn't have to.
Right.
Retirement of
Yeah.
hiring people to drive.
Yeah.
Was he saying that he was in favor?
I know, we tried to bring that to his attention, that even though it's private, it's not something.
Yeah. Are you about ready for me? I see you standing up.
I'm gonna say that we have food and people can stay around and
Yeah.
we'll be here, so we can go on.
Let me just make one more pitch. We have on here justice reform, and that means the prisons. You know, the prison system in Alabama is in bad shape. The women prison needs to be rebuilt or a new one built, or we're gonna keep locking up people. They did build a mega prison, or they're building one, but we still got a long ways to go. And if y'all have any concerns, you just go to the webpage and, you can send me an email, send me your phone number, we'll talk, and see it. I remember when, what's the fellow's name that was here that went to California? Remember he used to be like the minister or something? Yeah.
Florida, maybe.
Well, no, maybe he wasn't a minister. I know, I remember him,
Well, come back and-
I remember him from the Sierra Club also.
Oh, from Sierra Club. That was not a minister, but one of our members, Jim, and Nancy. Jim Price?
Price.
Jim Price.
They're in Ohio now, yeah. Yeah, well, I remember we did do a issue from the church. Yeah. Yeah. I think he had a son or something out there.
He was very, he's old for man.
Yeah. So y'all, yeah, you're right.
I just wanted to ask a question about people who are in prison and then they get out and then they are not allowed to vote, but they should be. How many people that have been in prison and are out and should be allowed to vote, what percentage is that? And many of them don't know they can vote, and we have such a low percentage of people who actually vote.
Yeah, I don't know what the percentage is. It's beyond because you know, you got states where people, as soon as they get off parole, they can vote. Some states, as soon as you leave, you can vote. I remember in California, we used to go into the jails and register people to vote. So they could vote.
Programs here for restoration,
Yeah,
but they're not widely advertised.
yeah, it's voter suppression when it comes to that. I'll find out if we got a percentage. Okay, y'all. Yeah. I don't want to take your paper.
Very important.
Yeah, her paper is very important.
Our final hymn is 123 in the gray hymnal. 123. Spirit of Life, we know this one. Thank you. Please be seated. Do we have any quick announcements? First of all, I do want to apologize. I forgot to let everybody know about the dinner out on Wednesday. I was running back and forth between Montgomery with my mom, so I forgot about it completely. I apologize.
Where is it?
Well, it was on Wednesday, so whoever went there enjoyed it, hopefully.
Our lovely Jim has suggested, and he's right, that when anybody in the congregation has an announcement, we all give them a microphone.
Closing words. Hold on to what is good, even if it's a handful of earth. Hold on to what you believe in, even if it is a tree which stands by itself. Hold on to what you must do, even if it is a long way from here. Hold on to each other's hands, even when you've gone far from each other. Thank you, Ken. Thank you, Deb. Thank you, Shanta. Thank you, Stan. And we have coffee, conversation, and some nibbles.
Big time.
Big time nibbles.
Not go anywhere.